Hello everyone, it's Jayla, and today I'm going to be giving my bookshelves a huge makeover. Well, not that huge, it's probably going to look the same, but I'm going to be reorganizing it. So my bookshelf is actually a huge mess right now, and I really need to hurry up and fix her, and she's been the same for like 2 years now, I think, and so I'm kind of bored with that. I haven't really been living at home since I've been in college the last few years, but now I think it's definitely time to give her a little sprucing up because it looks like I'm going to be home for the foreseeable future. So yeah, I will go ahead and give you a rundown of everything that's going on with her today because she is a hot mess. You've seen my bookshelf in other videos. I'll just give you a brief rundown of like what we've got over here. We've got graphic novels. We've got some of the more lengthy fantasies that I own. We've got regular, well, that's all Michael Grant books right there. We've got, other fantasies just that I've read over the years. Everything down here is quite messy right now because I recently shot a picture from my Bookstagram that was like all blue books, and so I wanted to get only blue books in this section of my bookshelf. And so I took everything down trying to find blue books that had hardback blue covers, if that makes sense, because I didn't want to use the dust jackets because it gets really, really hard to organize a bookshelf by color when you are using the dust jackets, because dust jackets just make everything harder. But yeah, so I've got all of these down here that got taken off the shelves when I was doing that Bookstagram, and so now I have to find a way to put them back on, which is why I really want to focus on reorganizing. I've got my sci-fi over here. These are a bunch of random books that I didn't have space for and wanted to put somewhere, so I put them all on top of each other. We've got some more books that I read for class, more adult books, and this is just my contemporaries. So yeah, the tour wasn't totally necessary, but I just kind of wanted to give you a glimpse at what the chaos looks like right now. And I also wanted to give you kind of an up-close look at the kind of crowdedness of my bookshelves, because the problem here is that I have so many books. Thankfully, I'm getting rid of some. There's an unhauled pile right there. But unfortunately, that still doesn't leave a lot of space on this shelf for books, so I plan to actually empty out this very junky kind of bookshelf bed that I have. I'm going to probably leave the top the same because those just look nice, and then I have to reorganize that, ignore all my CDs and DVDs. But I'm going to kind of empty all this out because it is just cluttered, and originally I didn't want to use books for this shelf because, even though that's what it's meant for, because they don't really fit. You have to force them in, and obviously that chocolate bar is ruining it, but it will fit if you really work with it. It just takes a lot of time. But yeah, so my plan is to empty this out and put maybe all my favorite books here, and then put everything else on this shelf, and hopefully we can make some magic with this. I realized I went into this with no plan, so I have no idea how I'm going to do this, and this is going to take a long time. Here we are on the floor, and as you can see, I am surrounded by books. I think I'm a dummy, first of all, because I decided not to clear a space so that I could work around my bookshelf, so I'm going to have to move all of these books now. But other than that, I think the best course of action for me right now is to pick which ones are my favorites and to kind of decide which ones are going to be going on the bookshelf that's on my bed. That way I can get those out of the way and focus on the heaps and heaps of piles we have still over here. So let's go ahead and do that, if I can get through these giant piles that I've made. Oh, and because of the size of the bookshelf on my bed, I might have to avoid larger books, like if Throne of Glass was my favorite book, I probably couldn't fit that on that shelf. It's not, but these ginormous books will not fit in that tiny cubicle thing, so yeah. And I can't do graphic novels either because they just won't work unless I have them laying down. We'll figure that out when I get there. I don't know how I want that to look yet. God. This is so, the most messy way that you could do something is the way that I would choose to do it. So these 3 stacks are what I have deemed my favorites pile, and this one's quite large. I might have gone a little bit overboard with picking books because I don't have that much space with this little shelf over here. But hopefully they all fit, and I did bring in a few of the bigger books. We've got Six of Crows here, Becoming is in here. I'm not sure if those will fit on the shelf. We will see, and maybe I will try to organize this by color. There's a lot of white in here. Yeah, I don't know. I actually might be really difficult to do that, but maybe we'll just do a nice straight line and do it by genre or something. But yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and do the smaller bookshelf first because it's a lot easier to organize that than the rest of the chaos that I still have going on here. So I think my plan for right now is to just work on my sci-fi books. I'm gonna put them up here in the center where they can be seen every day in my videos. So I'll do that, and then I'll kind of just work from there because that's all I got at this point right now. all of these graphic novels that I need to put on. I was going to try and fit them in this rectangle, but I feel like that's not really going to happen. Here's where we're at though. So we have this space left, we have this shelf left, we have this shelf left, and then I'm saving this one to be like a TBR shelf. Everything else is pretty much filled in. So I have the graphic novels, and then I have, hello ring light, let's just move you. I have so much fantasy, so many fantasy books that I have to put somewhere. And I know that I definitely don't have enough space for all this fantasy unless I want to do a lot of stacking, which is what I expected. I have to stack constantly because I have no space on the shelf. So yeah, this is what I'm working with. I'm hoping to be done within the next hour because I'm really over this and I'm supposed to be reading all day, but I'm not doing that. But anyway.
It's not for me to say you love. Go with the brothers, boo, you know how we do. It's to say.
All that's left is my TBR shelf. I'm gonna do that another day just because it is already so late. I think making a TBR shelf kind of requires a little more thought because I have to think about what am I gonna be reading in the near future, So we're leaving that alone, but we have accomplished it.
you.